Picture this. It's a quiet evening in Osaka, 1984. The president of a thriving candy empire, Ezaki Glico, is relaxing at home after a long day. Suddenly, masked men burst into his house, tying up his wife and child. They storm into the bathroom where the CEO is taking a bath and drag him, completely naked, into the cold night. The criminals behind this brazen kidnapping were no ordinary group. They called themselves the Monster with 21 Faces. Who was the Monster with 21 Faces? What was their motive? And how did they never get caught? Glico, founded in Osaka in 1922, was one of Japan's leading confectionery brands. Known for creating Pocky and other famous candies, had grown into a symbol of Japanese innovation and success. By 1984, under the leadership of Katsuhisa Ezaki, the company was thriving, its iconic products filling shelves across the nation. It all began on the night of March 18, 1984. Katsuhisa Ezaki, the president of Ezaki Glico, was relaxing in his Osaka home. Little did he know, two hooded men armed with guns were already inside, silently closing in. They tied up his wife and daughter before bursting into the bathroom. Ezaki, completely defenseless, was dragged out and forced into a waiting car, naked and vulnerable. His captors left his family shaken and terrified. The next day, the kidnappers sent a ransom note. The demand? 1 billion yen, roughly $10 million today, and 100 kilograms of gold. The group claimed itself as the Monster with 21 Faces after the fictional character, the Fiend with 20 Faces, created by Japanese mystery writer Rampo Edogawa, symbolizing the taunting and elusive nature of the activities they were about to do. But before any ransom could be paid, Ezaki did the unthinkable. 2 days after being abducted, he managed to loosen the ropes binding him, kicked down a door, and ran barefoot into the night. Flagging down 2 railroad workers, he made it to safety, but the mystery had only just begun. Who were these criminals, and what did they want with Glico? Ezaki claimed that he was able to escape due to the lack of supervision and no one checking up on him. But was this planned? The failed kidnapping didn't stop the Monster with 21 Faces. Instead, they escalated their campaign against Glico. Soon after Ezaki's escape, on April 10th, Glico's company vehicles parked at Glico headquarters were set on fire. They were serious. A container of hydrochloric acid was found inside Glico's building, accompanied by a threatening letter. The letter said that Glico products were poisoned with cyanide. Supermarkets nationwide pulled $21 million worth of candy from their shelves, devastating the company. Sales dropped by 50%. Families were afraid to buy candy, and Glico had to lay off 2/3 of its part-time workforce. But here's the twist. No poisoned products were ever found. The damage was all psychological, a masterstroke in terror. The Monster with 21 Faces started bullying Glico by writing mocking letters, taunting Glico executives and especially the police for their inability to stop the chaos. The company was losing money and the public's trust. One read, "To the police fools, are you all stupid? What the hell are you doing with all that manpower? If you're professionals, then come on, catch us." They even started giving off hints about the color of their car, store locations they had visited, and etc. Despite the chaos they caused, the Monster wasn't done. The group targeted other companies like Marudai Foods, demanding smaller sums like $480,000 in order to stop the harassment, like how it was done with Glico. In June 1984, they set up a ransom drop with the Marudai Foods company where the employee was to toss the ransom money onto a local train heading toward Kyoto when a white flag was displayed. This time, police were ready. They made an undercover officer disguised as the employee to drop the ransom they had asked for, hoping to catch the criminals in the act. The investigator, disguised as a Marudai employee, noted every detail. The investigator noticed a suspicious-looking man observing him as the investigator was riding the train to the drop-off point. The suspicious-looking man was tall, well-built, and wearing sunglasses with short, permed hair. As police watched from a distance, the man appeared near the drop-off point. He had sharp, fox-like eyes, a piercing gaze that one officer later described as cold and calculating. The man lingered briefly, scanning his surroundings. The two disembarked at Kyoto Station, and the investigator waited on a bench, hoping the man would make a move. But the fox-eyed man simply watched him from a distance. Then, something extraordinary happened. Was this their chance to catch the monster? The officers believed so. They began tailing the man, hoping he would lead them to the rest of the group. But the fox-eyed man, as he would later be called, vanished into thin air. Police released a composite sketch of the fox-eyed man, making it the most famous image associated with the case. But despite nationwide attention and intense surveillance, the man was never identified. Who was he? And was he really connected to the monster with 21 faces? Months later, another chance came. In November 1984, during a ransom drop for House Foods Corporation, the fox-eyed man was spotted again, this time at a rest stop on the Meishin Expressway. Wearing a golf cap and dark glasses, he sat in a station wagon parked near the drop point. When a patrol car approached, the driver sped off. Police gave chase, but lost him in the dark. The abandoned car was found hours later. Inside were police radio frequencies and surveillance equipment, confirming that the criminals had been listening to law enforcement's every move. With so many close calls, why couldn't the police catch the monster? And why did he always end up getting away? While the fox-eyed man remained a mystery, the monster was busy bullying the police. Over 100 letters were sent to investigators and the media, mocking their inability to catch them. One letter read, "If you can't catch us after this much info, you guys are just thieves of the taxpayers' money." They even mocked the undercover officers at the drop-off, writing, "So you guys thought you could fool us, dressed up in your nice businessmen's blue suits, acting like salarymen. But we could tell immediately. Those shifty eyes gave you away." The police, desperate for leads, pursued countless dead ends, but their inability to catch the group became a national embarrassment. Japan, known for its high crime-solving rates, had met its match. In October 1984, the monster targeted a new company, Morinaga and Company. This time the threat was deadly serious and was meant to kill someone. A letter addressed to moms throughout Japan warned that cyanide-laced candy had been placed in stores. The group added a chilling twist. They sent a letter that said something like this: "The flavor of potassium cyanide is a little bitter. It won't cause tooth decay. So, buy the sweets for your kids." Police found 18 packages of candy labeled Danger Cyanide. Most were clean, but one package contained enough poison to kill. Thanks to the labels, no one was harmed. But the monster promised there would be no warnings next time. The police response was massive. 40,000 officers were deployed nationwide. Supermarkets were under constant surveillance. And yet, the monster remained one step ahead. Despite their taunts, the group was careful to avoid leaving evidence. But a grainy surveillance tape gave investigators their next lead. A man, later known as the Video Man, was caught on camera placing a poisoned package on a shelf. He wore glasses and a baseball cap, and had permed hair similar to the fox-eyed man. But the footage was too poor to identify him. The police also received extortion calls featuring a woman and a child. A child's voice was even heard giving instructions like, "Leave the money behind the bus stop bench." Who were these people? A family of criminals? Or a group trying to throw the police off track? One suspect, Manabu Miyazaki, matched the sketch of the fox-eyed man. He was the son of a Yakuza boss and had a history of anti-police activity. The police financially were getting somewhere, but turns out Miyazaki had an alibi, but the alibi denied involvement. Once again, the trail went cold. The pressure to solve the case was immense. The public's trust in law enforcement was crumbling, along with the public humiliation and taunts from the monster with 21 faces. For lead detective Soji Yamamoto, It was too much to bear. In August 1985, overwhelmed by the failure to catch the criminals, Yamamoto tragically took his own life, setting himself on fire. Just days later, the monster with 21 faces sent their final letter. It simply read, "No career Yamamoto died like a man. So we decided to give our condolence. We decided to forget about torturing food-making companies." If anyone blackmails any of the food-making companies, it's not us, but someone copying us. We are bad guys. That means we've got more to do other than bullying companies. It's fun to lead a bad man's life. Sincerely, Monster with 21 faces. And just like that, they vanished. No arrests, no confessions, nothing. To this day, the identity of the Monster with 21 faces remains a mystery. Whoever they were, their campaign left a permanent scar on Japan. They proved that fear, carefully calculated and theatrically executed, can be more powerful than violence. The Glico Morinaga case is a haunting reminder of how little we sometimes know about the people around us. Maybe one day we'll uncover the truth behind the monster with 21 faces.